I got to ask this question. How do I put on my LinkedIn profile that I came back to a company that I recently left? And how can I put it on there so it shows up together with the previous entry? Let me show you what this person's questioning and show you what you can and cannot do. So let's go down here and look at a previous job I had where I was the VP of Organizational Development for the Bud Group. So I left there in 2005. Notice I'm not telling the months that I started or the months that I left. Let's come up here and let's add a new position. Let's go add a position for working at the Bud Group. Let's do title, org dev. And let's come down here to company and put the Bud Group. And I'll select the Bud Group right there. Let's say I'm currently working there and I came back in 2005. So select that and come down. Make sure it's not going to announce. It's not going to announce. Hit save. I don't need to create a post. I'll hit skip. Now, if you come down here, you will see it's moved the Bud Group up above Outsource IT. I left the Bud Group in 05 and went there. But look here, it moved the whole thing back up because there's no gap between the stop and the start year. Notice that. So it put the two together. Let's come and edit this a little bit more just to show some examples. Come down here to the Bud Group and let's edit this. And let's say I'm not there. Let's say I left. So let's say I'm not there and I left in 2010. Select that and then hit save. Now you can see that it's moved it all the way to the bottom because the start date was 1997, the start date was 05. It shows them back to back, what's called stacked up, because there is no gap between 05 and 05. Now, this may not be the scenario that you have. Let me adjust this and show you a different scenario. The different scenario being maybe there's a gap. So if I hit the pencil on this one right here, and if I put a month, let's say the start month was of February, and save that. It's still connected, but let's put the end month on this to be January. So I'm going to edit that. And I'm going to say the end month was January. Save that. Now that's pretty interesting. There's not enough of a gap to do that. Let's do this one more time. Let's edit this. Let's make that gap to start July and save that. That's what I thought was going to happen. Look what happened. This shows that I edited in January, but there's a 6-month gap, 5 or 6 month gap to July. So it separates the two because this falls in the middle, even though this doesn't have months. Bottom line is what I'm trying to show you is with any type of a gap. I'll give you another example of gap. Give me 1 second. Let's get rid of the month on the first one. So there's no month. It's back to the way it was. But let me make this a year gap. Let's say I came back not in 05, but came back in 08 and hit save. Get rid of the month. No month. Hit save. There's a gap. So there's something between the two, and there's and there's a gap of in this case years. Let me summarize. If there's a gap of years or months, especially if there's something in the middle, it's going to separate those two entries into individual entries. If the app does not perceive a gap, then it will stack the two up and put them all under one company logo and name, as you see that I have up here with these, Google Workspace and LinkedIn Coaching, all stacked up under Burriss Consulting. I'm Teddy, your LinkedIn Sales Navigator strategist, trainer, and coach, and I hope this is helpful for you.